Mike Johnson may have given himself the month off fleeing DC so that he doesn't have to deal with the Jeffrey Epstein cover up, but that does not mean that his worries have gone away. And when they finally come back for their session, he's going to experience some troubles. And it's not really with the Democrats. He's facing a revolt from within, because just before going on their August recess, he was clashing with another Republican. This is Representative Anna Paulina Luna, about a ban on individual trading of stocks. And she popped back up yesterday to let both him and others know that she's not planning on letting up. Now, before we get to her takedown of her party, and it is good, we should remind you of why she has to do this, why she's going so hard. Here is Mike Johnson from a bit ago on the prospect of Congress becoming just marginally less corrupt than it is.
The salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year, and over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. The counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family.
Yeah, you know how members of Congress are constantly on the brink of bankruptcy and can't put food on the table. My God, if you in MAGA are going to claim, even just during election season, that you're populist or anti-elite or whatever, you gotta yeet him all the way out of the Congress, because what he's telling you is they have to be able to use their privileged, secret, insider information to make a killing on the stock market that you and your family will never be able to do, because otherwise, why would anyone even bother going into Congress? And oh no, their pay has been capped at far more than the vast majority of the American public will ever make in their wildest dreams. Oh no, it hasn't been adjusted for inflation. Ask him about the minimum wage and the last time they jumped that up for inflation. And so, by the way, if you believed, oh, I guess they should be able to invest, they'll still be able to invest if they pass this thing. They just won't be able to invest in individual stocks. They'll buy mutual funds and index funds. They can put all of the millions of dollars that on average they have into the stock market. They just can't buy and sell individual stocks based on what they're told in hearings that you don't have access to. He is just covering for corruption, that's all it is. And thankfully, Anna Paulina Luna isn't buying it. And so she posted this. Now, like Marjorie Greene, it's way too long and I'm not reading the whole thing. But she does say that they were never gonna bring a vote to the floor. I don't care if this upsets people. And she's saying the Republicans were never gonna do this, okay? And so she says the Secretary of the Treasury backs this, the President of the United States backs this. I'm gonna add one thing to that in a second. And more importantly, the American people back this, which is true. People do not want them selling stock. Now, one of the reasons maybe that Trump backs this is that at least in the Senate version, they did a carve out so that he could continue to sell individual stock until the end of his second term. So yeah, I guess he's fine with limiting what they can do as long as he keeps still being able to be corrupt. And obviously she's not gonna point that out because she has to be loyal to Donald Trump, but she is right about the general issue. And so what she's doing is she's gonna file a discharge petition. She's gotten a couple of Republicans and basically every Democrat to sign on to a thing that allows a vote to go forward without Mike Johnson being okay with it. And this is not the only one that we're expecting to see when they come back. You also have Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna. They're gonna do a discharge petition on a request for DOJ documents on Jeffrey Epstein, because in both of these, Mike Johnson is not going to let it happen unless they take control and do it themselves. Brett, what do you think?
We sent Martha Stewart to jail for much less than what these guys do on a daily basis. And it is so transparent that these guys are enriching themselves. And how dare Mike Johnson, whose glasses look like this, how dare Mike Johnson get up there and tell us this is just to put food on the table for their family when the median income for Americans is well below $100,000 a year and the mandatory salary for a representative is $170,000 to $180,000 a year, and he's talking about them oh, poor baby. This isn't rude and horrible and unethical that they get to say like, all right, before we make the stock price go up for this company by giving them a huge contract, let me go over here and buy stock in it.
Yeah.
We need a new way of paying these schmucks, and it needs to be the America Index based on how well the country's doing, i.e. how well they're doing their job. That's the way that you get them to perform.
I like it. I like it. And look, I'm not without empathy. Like if this cuts off a little bit of their ability to generate more money, and I hear that they are struggling to get by on just $174,000 a year. Have you considered buying less avocado toast? Maybe stop wasting your money on soft drinks. Oh, I gotta go out for brunch. Maybe be responsible with your money, okay? Maybe you don't need the newest iPhone every year. You have a TV and a refrigerator at your house and you're complaining about it. Maybe learn a little bit of fiscal discipline, you broke bastards.
They should live in Section 8 housing.
I think they should.
I'm fine with that. Put them up in the level of government funded housing that we give to the poors.